What if you could become a better person, not by working harder, but by taking one small step a day? And not because you're a bad person now, but because there's something inside you that's ready for more. How to be a better person gives you one tiny step a day you can take to be the person you want to be. My mission? To help you live your best life. Hi there, and welcome to How to Be a Better Person. I'm Kate, and I'm here with something today that's near and dear to my heart, and that is household chores, like doing the dishes, going to the grocery store, and folding the laundry. I know, I can practically hear you groaning. Ugh, why do we have to talk about the dishes? And did she say she likes them? Trust me, I get it. After a long day and a rushed evening with the kids, it can really sink my mental battleship to realize that there are dishes to be done before I can kick back and relax. But chores are an inescapable part of life, unless you have live-in household staff, I suppose. In fact, a 2019 survey by Yelp asked 2,000 Americans, so 1,000 men and 1,000 women, all about their household chores. The average respondent said they spent almost 2 hours a day, every day, on housework. That comes out to 13 hours a week and a whopping 690 hours a year. I mean, just practically speaking, do you really want to hate something that you're going to spend 690 hours on every year for the rest of your life? Doesn't that seem like a waste of energy? If you feel like you hate doing chores, you're certainly not alone. In that same Yelp survey, a third of respondents said they'd give up alcohol. And get this, a fifth of them said they'd give up sex for good. For good, if they never had to do chores again. And I am here to disagree with the notion that chores are hateable. I didn't always feel this way. I definitely spent a good chunk of the early part of my marriage hating the dishes and my husband when I felt he didn't do a good enough job of doing the dishes. I've written about this in a blog post for my website called How I Stopped Hating My Husband, and you can too. You totally find it on Google. That was in 2014, and that article still drives 2/3 of the traffic that comes to my website. I say you can definitely find it on Google because people are Googling, I hate my husband, and they're finding me. But here's what I finally figured out. Chores are a part of life. They mean that you have clothes to wear and food to eat and water to wash with. They're a sign that you're doing something right. I know they're not the most fun or exciting thing to do, but they can be awfully gratifying when you look at the previously messy space that is now clean, or the bare cupboards that are now full. It gives you a cozy, accomplished feeling. Chores have a few other really important benefits. For one, chores and routine are grounding. They're like little moving meditations. Remember wax on, wax off from the Karate Kid? Mr. Miyagi knew what he was talking about. They can even be stress relieving. In that moment, you don't need to be changing the world or producing your work. You just need to do the thing that's right in front of you. I can't verify this, but a history buff friend of mine once told me that Coretta Scott King still asked Martin Luther King Jr. to help with the dishes in the midst of the civil rights movement. If he can do it, so can you. Chores are an opportunity to get your mind and body on the same page. Yes, it's fun to listen to a podcast while you clean up after dinner, or to catch up on Outlander while you fold laundry, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you stop seeing the chores as something that you need to distract yourself in order to be able to do, you get a chance to rest your attention on what you're doing with your body. And that really doesn't happen very often. Usually we're ignoring our body until our neck is killing us or we're about to pee our pants. I mean, even if you're totally off in la la land, you're still getting some movement into your day, whether you're loading dishes into the dishwasher, taking the laundry down to the basement, or raking the leaves. That's not nothing. We're designed for a lot more movement than we typically get in our sit-at-a-computer world. But when you let yourself just do what you're doing without going off somewhere in your head, your mind can quiet down. It's got something to focus on. It's like giving a puppy who's running all over the house, chewing on anything it can find, a bone. Things get a lot quieter inside that gorgeous head of yours and a lot less destructive. And that's when something super cool happens. You can hear your inner wisdom, which, whether you call it intuition or your gut or a feeling in your bones, is always there, but it speaks really softly, kind of like Yoda. And so it takes creating a moment of quiet for you to hear it. Einstein said he did his best thinking while shaving. A lot of people will say they get their best ideas in the shower. Those are both activities where you are focusing on what your body is doing. Sub in doing the dishes or folding the laundry, and you've got the same kind of opportunity. If you can embrace your chores, you'll find insights waiting for you as you do them. Embracing your chores helps you be a better person because it mentally refreshes you and helps you be a little less reactive and grumpy. It also helps you take care of your body and your home, and probably even wards off fights with the people you share your house with. A funny thing I found is that when I stopped resisting doing chores, the people I lived with did too. What chore are you going to do today, and can you do it with the intention of just doing it because it's there and it needs doing? Here's a chore for you that might be the quickest chore you have to do today. Well, you don't have to do it, but I'm asking you to do it. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, or some other app, could you give it a rating or write a quick review? It'll help more people join our movement to be better. Thanks, and I'll talk to you tomorrow about something to do in your financial life that will help you make more of a difference in the world and the causes you care about. Thanks for listening to How to Be a Better Person. Our theme song is Left for Deadish by Junior85. The podcast is mixed by Sound Advice Strategies. If you liked what you heard in this episode, share it with someone you think would like it too. Your voice matters. Also, How to Be a Better Person has an official newsletter that sends the past 7 episodes, a sneak peek of the week ahead, and one well-chosen meme to your inbox every Saturday morning. Sign up at beabetterpersonpodcast.com and click on Get Podcast News. I also love to hear from listeners. I love it. Send me an email by clicking on the Contact Kate button at beabetterpersonpodcast.com, tweet me at Kate Han, Katehan, or find me on Instagram at Kate Hanley Author. I look forward to connecting with you.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.